Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only here, back with another band release video, and this time, we're taking a look at the all-new Sport Loop line colors that have some very intriguing offerings, to say the least. To be honest, with this band line, as of lately, it's either a hit or miss on these. I don't know, from what I've read online, some people are absolute fanatics of the dual-tone design running vertically down the middle of the band, while others absolutely detest it. Regardless, one can really much appreciate the huge splash of colors that these new Sport Loops have to offer. There's more or less a band here for just about everyone. You have some bouncy bands with strong accents and bouncy colors, some more toned down and neutral colors with a tiny hint of flashiness, and then we have the cooler, softer colors that don't like being in the spotlight. It doesn't matter which you prefer, ladies and gents. Fasten your seatbelts because bandaholics from around the world will find that this new spring selection is a banger, with very little bands released this time around that I'm not too fond of. We have 5 all new colors to look at, but before we do, as I've mentioned in my prior videos, if you are looking for a place to share and spread the same love you have for Apple Watch bands, my buddy and I's Discord is the place for you. There, you can exchange photos and talk all things Apple Watch bands. The link will be in the video description, and as tradition on my channel, I absolutely adore giving back to you, my viewers, for all the love and support. So if you want to figure out how you can potentially snag one of these all new Sport Loops all for yourself, you'll have to stick around until the end of the video for official entry requirements. Alright, with that being said, let's begin. Okay, alright, listen, I know I'm biased, but this specific style released with quite some interesting options. Band veterans already know how wonderful the Sport Loops are, especially being infinitely adjustable. You're able to make it as snug or as loose as you would like. These bands are very versatile and all come in a tri-color design, as has been for a few seasons now. Let's start with the first of our 5 new offerings, our obligatory cool and seductive blue band that is a staple, typically, across seasons, and that is Blue Jay and Abyss Blue. Abyss Blue has already proven itself worthy as one of the most standout blues in recent memory, and now it's combined with this complementary lighter blue that merges to create a calming atmosphere. But then, wait for it, the blues are nice and cool and all, but then bam! You get a quick and subtle slap in the face of this wonderful orange accent that flanks the band on both sides to round out this beautiful creation of a band. The lighter blue on darker blue is a classic combination you can never go wrong with, but it's that nectarine colored orange that reminds you that this is a spring band. It's like a paradox almost. The band is dark, yet the orange does just enough to make it an eye-catching band. This band of course matches well with the blue aluminum watch, but honestly it pairs well with just about any casing color or material. Up next is the nectarine and peony pink combination that is truly flabbergasting in terms of energy and charisma. If there is one band of this release that is a standout, look at me, it's this one. Nectarine is a color band lovers have grown to cherish and is not a subtle color whatsoever. It's very lively and ultra reminiscent of beautiful blooming flowers in the spring. Couple that with the deep and rich peony pink that mixes elements of reds and also small hints of oranges, and you are in for a band that will surely turn heads everywhere you go. The whole package is rounded out by being flanked by this contrasting stone, almost white streak that slides along both ends of the band vertically. It's almost white, but if you look closely, it's majority white with just a tiny hint of tans and maybe a drop or two of beige. That almost white stripe is what transcends this band from the typical bright, flashy look-at-me band to an interesting option that many will be pleased with, especially if you're into those more energetic colors. Pair this offering up with the nectarine silicone case for your iPhone 13, and people are going to start coming up to you and asking you what you do for a living, I promise. And now, for my favorite of the 5 new Sport Loops released, we now take a closer look at Oat Milk and Lemon Zest. And whoa. Before anything, is this not a perfect name? Like, imagine your coworker Bertha being like, "Hey, nice yellow band you got there," and you replying, "Excuse you, this is Oat Milk Lemon Zest, FYI." but thank you. Naming aside, I'll be upfront and say this is a tier S band. What's not to like here? Apple flipped the whole bright and lively Lemon Zest vibe game upside down and somehow managed to de-brighten Lemon Zest. You see, one side is our lively Lemon Zest color, which, might I add, turns some people away because of its liveliness. But our other color is this neutralizing tan color that adds elements of whites, tans, browns, and some slight grays. It resembles the same color as cane sugar, or as the name suggests, oat milk. But wait, there's more. The best part is the super obvious black streak flanking both sides that stands out so hard against the bright Lemon Zest and the neutral oat milk color. There are some insane combinations you can make here. It has a white plastic insert though, instead of a black insert, which is an odd pick in my opinion, but I trust Tim Apple and the design team. I think this band is truly unique and has already made it to one of my top favorite bands of all time. It may eventually even receive the official GOAT stamp. Nearing the end here, we have a band that is similar to Lemon Zest but took a different direction entirely to set it apart from the rest. We have Lavender Gray and Light Lilac. Let's start in the opposite direction as the last bands and start from the outside in. First thing that will catch your eye about this band is the bright yellow streak that accents the band quite heavily against the less vibrant dual tone colors that comprise the inside of the band. On one hand, we have this darker gray, almost periwinkle color, an interesting blend of mostly grays, but imposes characteristics of those light periwinkles I mentioned, some pastel light blues, and a little itty bitty hint of indigo. The color is quite an interesting mix, and it also bleeds onto the plastic inserts, which is a good choice as this neutral color should match fairly well no matter what Apple Watch color you have. And to round out the band, the other vertical side is almost like oat milk, except it's definitely grayer and strays off towards small hints of light blues instead of having a tan, almost orangish / nude appearance. Overall, this one pairs best with lighter casing colors, but you can't go wrong with making a rad and out there combination like matching the bright yellow streak up against darker materials such as Midnight or the space black titanium. And lastly, band number 5 of 5, we have the dark and mysterious Midnight and Eucalyptus, which aims to please the bandaholics who tend to prefer the darker and more subtle colors. I love how this band incorporates blues and greens in a way that isn't overbearing and simply just flows, especially when you pair this with the darker aluminum offerings such as the de facto pairing, Midnight, but surprisingly also looks pleasant as heck being paired with the green aluminum thanks to the green side of the Eucalyptus. The other side of the vertical strip though is Midnight though, which again is not a black color, but instead is a very, very, very dark blue that looks almost black in darker lit conditions, but once you step out to get some sun after 4 straight days indoors watching Netflix, you'll come to see that the green eucalyptus color steps in to breathe some life to the darker Midnight color, and finally is rounded out with this much lighter sky blue streak that is not neon blue, it's not even a light blue, yet it stands out as the lighter of the colors of the trifecta. It's really quite a neat effect. I normally don't like the darker bands and prefer the more out there brighter combinations, but there's no denying that this one here is sure to be a fan favorite. Alright guys, there's the sport loops done and reviewed, and all we have left are the solo loops and the singular Nike Sport Band. I know it sounds silly, but I will be making a separate video for the Nike Sport Band because 1, it's not its fault it was released with no homies, but more importantly 2, it gives you guys one more opportunity at winning a free band. Which, speaking of, to enter into my seasonal band giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel with bell notifications, then follow me over on my socials as that is where I routinely post channel news, polls, and updates. And finally, drop a comment down below letting me know what your most recent tech purchase was, and it doesn't have to be Apple. Mine, of course, though, happened to be Apple, and it was the new iPhone SE and new iPad Air with M1. And you better believe both will be unboxed and reviewed on the channel very, very soon. Alright, good luck to all. I'm clocking out for now, but don't worry, you'll be seeing more of me in your subscription feed very, very soon. Take care, and I hope to see you all in the next one.